I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. A bird will fall frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself.
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
G.I. Jane. I know it's not a movie that anyone's really heard of in the last little while, but it's a good one to go back to and tackle, as we'll say. So it came out in 1997. It was 2 hours and 4 minutes, starring Demi Moore, Viggo Mortensen, and Susan Todd. Director is Ridley Scott. Budget was $50 million. Box office of 98.4 million. It did get some awards, like MTV Movie Award nominee for Demi Moore. Not MTV. That's the nominee for Best Fight Scene. The Razzie Award for Worst Actress went to Demi Moore. The Stinker Award, a nominee for Viggo Mortensen for Most Annoying Fake Accent. A Yoga Award for Worst Foreign Film for Ridley Scott. So it didn't do really great in the awards section, but it's just kind of surprising because it actually was a good film. Yeah. IMDb rated it at 6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes was 55%. And Roger Ebert gave it a 3.5 out of 4, which is actually pretty decent because he's a hard critic. So I asked you guys both to take a look at the trailer. I forgot to introduce everybody. A familiar face, we have Daphne, and a newcomer, Mandy. And this is one of Mandy's favorite films.
Yes, it is.
I asked you both to rewatch the trailer, or for Daphne, it's her first time watching the film and seeing a trailer. What'd you think of the trailer? Mandy, we'll start with you since it's your favorite film, or one of.
I feel like it gave a lot away.
Agreed.
Like it kind of told the whole movie, which it didn't really lead to suspense to ooh, I really want to watch that. It was kind of like, what more could there be?
Yeah, I felt like the first half was really good. It was really fast paced. Well, at least the trailer that I saw was fast paced. It clipped really fast, and it was just rugged military. But then all of a sudden, it just cut to, "Hey, I've made it, and you're screwed me over." Like, wow, you're right. I don't think Yeah, I don't think I saw I don't think I ever saw the trailer when it first came out. I think I just saw the film.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, what do you think?
How old were you then, Daphne?
I was born in 98.
You weren't born yet.
At -1.
So what was your take of the trailer?
So I watched the movie before I watched the trailer, and I would have to say the one thing that stuck out to me the most was the senator selling her out and being like the main antagonist was kind of a really big plot twist, and they straight up showed that in the trailer, and I was like, what the heck? Because at the beginning of the movie, I was like, yay, senators for girls, let's go women. And then by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, she's evil. And then the trailer showed exactly that. And I was like, okay. And the trailer gave very 90s. Other than like the trailer being like ridiculously long, I thought the soundtrack and the editing, I was like, yeah, this is a 90s film. So it was kind of fun to watch. They don't do trailers like that anymore.
There's probably a reason for that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go ahead and jump into the film then. So in the very beginning, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but it's got that aerial view that coming over the Potomac in Washington. I thought the whole thing looked really shaky and really shoddy to have as your opening scene. Like any film, even like before '97 and obviously now, it's nice and smooth. I don't remember it being like a bad helicopter shake or something, right? So
Yeah, they
that
had
was the.
turbulence that day.
But did they mean to make it like that?
I don't think so. It just looked like shit.
Oh,
So,
1997.
but still, like
Yeah.
I remember stuff like way before that, and it was still smooth, or at least
Yeah.
maybe that's just how I remember it. I don't know. But so it starts out. It has that big swooping in, and it goes straight to. I'm assuming it'd be the Capitol building, and they have that whole political setup with the Secretary of the Navy talking about women in the military, and then the senator who's pushing for an actual fair shot at the military for women, which seemed to be the Secretary of the Navy was I don't want to say grandstanding, but kind of just glazing over. Yes, we have this set in place, and she's got some pretty cool little terms that she liked using and kind of straightened him out. And then that kind of set the landscape for the opening of the film. So, what do you guys think of that opening scene?
It was pretty like you thought she was all about her. Like
Yeah, for sure.
she really wanted it, you know.
Yeah, so I
But as
mean,
we know,
she was 100% pushing for what everyone thought was more equality for women in the military. So then they went through the selection process, which had to be done through both the senator and the military. So they each kind of chose who they thought might be, and then I think it was the senator who had the final say, and that's how we ended up with Lieutenant O'Neill. So
I thought it was crazy the way the senator was talking about like the other candidates,
mhm.
like the big muscle woman, and I can't remember exactly how she put it, but it was like
Yeah, she was
kind of
basically
crazy.
taking shots at the other women. Yeah, the first one was
And she's all about the women.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one she said we'd have to check for the other the X chromosome.
Yeah.
And then the other one that it showed like this big muscle. She was what'd she say? She looks like a beet farmer's wife or something
Yeah,
Something
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 like
like
weird.
that.
that.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
But maybe that was indicative to the setup of seeing how she actually ends up turning out, where it wasn't so much about um, making it more fair for women. It was almost like she was using this as a bargaining chip, which we kind of see later on, right? So,
Yeah.
um, so they end up choosing Lieutenant O'Neill. She gets to go and meet the senator. They have this nice little chat. She kind of tells it how it is from the perspective of what she's doing for women. They send her to the training camp. Um, Nothing really goes well for her in the very beginning. And I mean, like she walks in, she has a meeting with the commander of the base, and walks into is it the mess hall? Is the first time that she meets everybody. I was
Yeah.
surprised that she took off her hat. I figured she would have just left it on, but
Yeah, and she definitely wasn't wearing a bra.
I didn't notice.
I am sure.
Sure.
Maybe it was just cold in there. I don't know.
She wore a
Uh-huh.
bra that entire film.
I don't think she had to. I mean, she just came off of the movie Striptease, which is why I'm wondering if maybe she got a really bad rap
Oh,
with the Razzie Award, because that was a bad film, and that was right before she had. It was $1 million she spent back in 95, 96, whatever, on her entire body. So the boobs were brand new, so they were usable for the film. So, but anyway, so yeah, so they walk in. The guys are not overly receptive to her, right? They don't think she should be there. The first physical trials, the endurance run, the combat drills, obstacle course. O'Neill does struggle a little, and she's not getting any sort of encouragement from any of the guys. They're basically telling her to quit. So it's definitely an uphill battle for her the entire way. The Master Chief, what'd you think of him? Your first impression of him when he just shows up and talks to the recruits?
I loved him. I loved him from the first moment he stepped on screen.
Even with his
yeah,
bad
he's pretty.
accent?
Okay, yeah, I guess. Um, yeah, that was that's like the thing about the whole movie is I found some lines in that movie were really cheesy from everyone. Like everyone had a few, like a good handful of really cheesy lines. And yeah, I really liked him. I think he was hard on her, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like it was almost as if it the moment he came onto screen and started talking, I thought, okay, I actually think this is probably one of the only people in this movie that actually wants to see her succeed. That's what I thought when I first met him, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was a dick, but he was doing it for the right reasons. He was being a dick to get her motivated to continue.
Yeah, it was I didn't I know because of the way how they film it, he's got that they're trying to make it look like he's kind of honing in on her and making a big deal of her, but you can see that he's an ass to everybody. Like even when he's like the very first scene there, he walks up, he's saying his little speech, and he pulls that guy's shirt out because it's not tucked in properly. Makes his way over to O'Neill, just stares her down, and she just stares straight ahead like she's supposed to. And he still has his little speech going. And one of the other guys snickers, and he made a beeline over to him. He actually knocks another guy out of the way to get to him because of the snickering. To me, that just showed he wasn't showing any favorites. You step out of line, he's going to be right there. He's not giving out any handouts, right? So after that, you could see like the isolation and the hostility from all the other people that were, or all the other candidates for the program. What'd you think of all the other guys in there? Like they weren't all assholes. There were some guys that were all right. Like the one guy was talking about how his grandfather was put through like all these. Sorry, he was told that he couldn't become. Was it a SEAL or
Yeah,
just enter the Navy?
he
But
was on
because
the ship. To
right,
be on the ship, he had to be the cook.
right, because
Yeah,
because African American people couldn't see at night,
yeah.
which is fucking ridiculous. There was at least one other guy that kept. He wasn't encouraging, but he wasn't putting anybody down. And there was two guys in it. I'm drawing a blank on their names right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, all of the other trainees were honestly pretty forgettable, except for the one. I can't remember his name, but the one that was a real dick to her. Um, Other than that, they were all kind of forgettable. They
Yeah,
didn't really have a huge diverse like personality.
Yeah.
So they all, by the end of the movie, they all kind of, I was like, they're the same. They're all the same. I don't know which one is which at this point. So,
yeah. The one guy was in a TV show called Person of Interest, and he also played Jesus Christ in the Mel Gibson thing. I forget what his name is though. That's driving me nuts.
Uh, something, there's something water.
No,
I
it's
can't think
his last name's like something like Chiavelli or something, or I
let
don't
me
know.
like his
Google
actual
this.
name.
Oh yeah, yeah, like yeah, the actual actor.
Yeah, we know I don't know that.
Right. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, his name is like Squeebs or something. I know that's not right. um, let's see.
Because it's gonna bug me. Um,
Like his name on the show.
no, I don't really care what his name in the movie is. Okay, so, oh, Cortez is the only one I remember. All the other ones
Oh yes,
I don't like,
Cortez.
yeah.
Jim Caviezel. He's Slavic or Slavny or whatever. He was the one that he
Okay.
was the one that played in all that other stuff. So yeah. So at this point, so obviously, like after the training, one person gets kicked out because he doesn't make it under the time, and she's 30 seconds over but she gets to stay. And this is where she starts to call out the Master Chief. And then after the Master Chief, she goes straight to the commander and just says, I just want to be treated like everybody else. I want the same standards, same everything. So at this point, all she wants is to be treated fairly. She's goes to the Master Chief to talk about why she's still there and the other candidate's not, even though she was 30 seconds over his, or just under 30 seconds over his, but he didn't make it. And they're given some stupid excuse that because of her gender, she gets 30 seconds deducted from her time, so she just passed or whatever. And she doesn't want that. She wants to be treated fairly. She didn't get anywhere with the Master Chief, and then ends up going to the commander, and I guess kind of gets what she's looking for. I mean, she might not actually want what she gets, but she is now being treated the same as all the other guys. No special quarters, no special shower time.
Yeah, because when she left there, then she went and laid down beside all the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was something that I never understood. So I watched that scene twice. It seems like she goes, and so after she has that conversation with the commander, she goes straight to the scene where she wants to get her hair cut. There's no one there, and it just shows her shaving her head on her own. And then she goes from there and lays down. It's daytime. It's still light outside. But for some reason, she lays down for like 3 seconds, and they come in with firecrackers and shooting guns and to get everybody to get up. And everyone else was asleep. So why was there such a difference with what she was doing and what they were doing?
Yeah.
I kind of got lost at that part. So, but there was the famous scene where she shaved her head, which was kind of iconic because that's a tough thing to do. So, I mean, I did it once. It was tough. What can I say?
I mean, that whole scene had probably a collection of my favorite quotes from the film. When she's talking to like the commander, and Salem is his name, C.O. Salem. He was like, "Did you just have a brain fart?"
Did you just have a brain fart?
Begging your pardon, sir?
Did you just waltz in here and bark at your commanding officer? If so, I regard that as a bona fide brain fart. And I resent it when people fart inside my office.
Best quote in the film right there.
That is a good line.
So,
well, I guess now we
other
know
than
what her
that-
favorite line is.
Yeah.
or suck my dick.
That's a given.
Yeah, I would have assumed that was everyone's favorite line from the film, just because it was the one that kind of pulls them all together, right? So
Yeah.
That
But
should
we'll
have
get
been the
there, we'll get there.
final. That should have been the final line in the whole movie. Suck my dick. Credits.
well, I think she was already with her boyfriend at that time, so that would have been really awkward. She begins performing better physically. She's passing all the tests a little bit better, and she's just doing better overall. And I don't want to say the guys are coming around yet, because you still have the couple assholes that are still just kind of pushing her away. It's not until they get to the SEER training that you really start to see everything kind of unfold from there. And it's because those two guys aren't listening, they end up getting caught, and it screws everything all up. And then everyone gets caught. And then like some of the guys, so the one guy that gets hurt, he's being beaten to a pulp. Like he's already got a damaged leg. I'm not sure that this would actually happen in real life. Because you could cause permanent damage. Like they were literally, he had a broken leg and they're now punching him in the leg, trying to get him to give information. I get that's going to happen in real life, but I can't see them doing that during training. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like,
a training.
No, because then
Yeah.
you lose. Then you lose him for good. Because if he
right.
permanently messes up his knee, he's down. Like, why? That wasn't realistic to me at all.
And then they start on her. They pull her out. Her hands are binded behind herself, and he just starts beating her, basically trying to get information. I know they went through waterboarding training earlier on in the film, because that was part of that. They all have to do it in case they get caught. But I just thought it was a little over excessive. for not because she's a woman. I just can't see them purposely beating the crap out of all their they're essentially
Trainees.
employees. Yeah, but yeah, trainees.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed really messed up. But maybe that is what they do. I don't know. I've never gone through it, so I don't
Yeah,
think I want to go through that.
I was asking that same question while watching. At least that specific scene was, is this actually what they do? Because I think that's a bit ridiculous if that's, part and parcel of what they do during training. Because yeah, I mean, a guy breaking his knee in general is pretty bad. So, because like that knee could be messed up for good if it doesn't heal properly, right? So,
Right.
um, yeah, I think that was ridiculous. Waterboard training I can see, but I don't know. I agree with it. They took it way too far. So,
But that was also the point where, because of the beating that she took and the fact that she fought back, breaking the Master Chief's nose, and then I forget what the comment was that he said, but her response was, "Suck my
suck
dick."
my
Suck my
dick.
dick.
Master Chief,
Lieutenant, seek life elsewhere.
suck my dick.
So I mean, that rallied everyone, all the other teammates that were in the pen watching all this. They didn't think it was cool that the Master Chief was beating her, and they fully supported her. And
Yeah, they
I-
all turned their backs.
right, yeah, on him.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we get to see all the extra stuff that the other trainees aren't going to see, and it's the scene afterwards when the Master Chief's talking to the other one of the trainers, saying, "She's not the problem. We're the problem." I think, to me, that's when I realized everything he's doing is for her. What he did in front of all those other trainees was to get the trainees on her side. It was brutal, don't get me wrong, but it was almost like that was the only way to get them to start following her. So sometimes you have to do messed up things to get the right result, unfortunately. So, I don't know how you guys thought about that scene, but that was just that was my take.
Yeah, and he was just trying to prove a point that it doesn't matter if she's a girl or a guy. Like, she's gonna get the same treatment.
Yep. And the fact that she fought back like she did, I think really won the respect from those guys. So then after that, there's a whole political scandal about her being a lesbian. It was just a way to try to get to drum her out of the training, because she had obviously made it way further than everyone had expected. Like the one high up Navy personnel said she won't last a week, and she'd already made it through however many weeks now at this point. I think she was already at week 17 or something, 18. So it's 37 weeks total for the whole training thing. So it's a long
Yeah,
time.
that's the part of the movie where I think it shouldn't have even been in there.
Yeah.
A, she's not a lesbian. B, who cares?
Well,
Like, like in 1997, did they actually say you're fraternizing with the same sex? You can't be in the Navy.
I think they did in the
Did
in the
they?
States though, yeah.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Because then even after that, it turned into "don't ask, don't tell." That was the literal term that they used for the Navy. Don't ask, don't tell. So and it wasn't until like I want to say it was the 2000s that they actually changed that.
Yeah, it just seemed far-fetched.
Yeah,
Like,
and that may have been past the part where the Navy had even done that. Maybe, I don't know. I just remember that was how it was for the men too. So like there was an older movie with Richard Gere. It was the same thing. This was a couple years before Top Gun, so like we're talking like early 80s, and it was one of the things was if you were gay, you would get drummed out of the Army. Or sorry, Navy, because they were trying to get in for naval aviators. So same thing. It's just they're all just messed up. So it is what it is. We've definitely gotten way past that now. So well, I have anyway. I can only speak for myself.
Well, geez.
Yeah.
At least we have Ian.
So they end up she gets drummed out, so to speak. She actually rings the bell 3 times, which I was kind of disappointed that she did that, because that's more of a sign of quitting on your own, right?
Correction, she beat the shit out of that bell 3 times
True.
Yeah, with a bat.
Right.
and broke it.
Yeah. So then she flies to Washington, has a big to do with the senator, because she's the one that screwed her over, sold her out so that she could not have to close 5 bases in Texas. So that's when your info from the trailer that screws you over at the beginning, I guess, is you already know she gets screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then she talks her way back in. She makes it back, and so this was part of the movie that it's not just this one movie; it's a bunch of movies, right? Where so they get to go back out on their training, and something happens in the world, and they're the closest ones that can respond. So even though they haven't even finished their first part of their training.
I hated
Yeah.
this part of the movie. I hated it so much. I thought it was so stupid.
It was just so cheesy. And then we got to send them in because you're the closest ones. Like, you've got thousands of people at the bases. You're on a training exercise. You're telling me that nobody can be choppered in at this point? Yeah, come on. Yeah, I really struggled with that one. And then they had like the final rescue scene and the acceptance and all that stuff. So, yeah, overall, it was a good movie. I just had a little issue with that cheesy ending. It was like, it just seemed really rushed compared to the rest of the film. So
I think they needed a proper ending, and they want the movie to finish off with her getting actually like into the Navy. And they were like, what's the best way to do this? Make her a hero of some random enemy, and we give her a badge, and it's done.
But you knew what was coming,
For sure.
because they had the conversation earlier in the movie about how he saved the boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
Was it the boyfriend that carried the 220-pound man off?
No, that was the Master Chief that said that.
The Master Chief, that's what.
Yeah.
And it kind of set it up like, okay, the Master Chief is going to need saving.
Well, not only that, so they also did the foreshadowing at the very beginning when she was in the topographic analyst, where she said, you can't go here, or don't change satellites. Hang on to this one. If I was an operator, this is where I'd go. That whole scene was basically redone at the very end of the movie that she orchestrated because of where they were and where they were situated. So it was done well, I guess, but it was definitely a foreshadowing moment at the very beginning. So, all right, now we get to the everyone's favorite parts. So don't get too excited there, Daphne. I asked Mandy to do a recast for people like back in the day for when it first came out. And because Daphne wasn't around, she was only -1. I asked her to do recasting if it was being filmed today. So who wants to go first?
Well,
Sorry.
I only have for Jordan, like, I couldn't think of the men, but I have 3
Okay.
for Jordan's role. The first one that came to mind was Halle Berry.
Okay.
I think she would have rocked that.
Yeah, she would have been
Yep.
good.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's just like the short hair thing. I don't know. But I pictured Halle Berry. And then Demi Moore.
Who?
She would have Demi Moore.
That was her. That was her in the movie.
Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. Angelina Jolie.
I was
Demi
like
Moore.
nodding with you. I'm like, Demi Moore would have been a great choice.
You were
Great.
You were 100% right. She would have been fantastic if only we
Sorry.
could have seen her.
I was reading the wrong line. Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Okay.
That would have been good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
For my
think so.
older
But-
ones. Sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You had a
I
third
was just
one.
going to say, I had a. Oh, right. You had 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, just 2.
Oh, right. Because the other one was Demi.
Because I had wrote down Demi's name.
Right. Okay. So I had said Robin Wright, and I also said Angela Bassett. So the only problem that I would have had with, so it would have been the same thing as Halle Berry and Angela Bassett, that scene in the water when the black guy's telling his story that he understands what she's going through because of what he had to go through, the racism, and she's going through sexism, would kind of take that away, because then she's going through both. She would have been, yeah, fucker, I already know all that stuff. I've gone through the same thing.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
That was the only thing that kind of held me back from saying Angela Bassett at first. But to take the Master Chief's spot, I put Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought he might be a good fit, and Glenn Close as the senator. So, okay, Daph, you're up. What do you got?
So for the senator, I had Meryl Streep. I think she kind of gives off a white-haired baddie. For the Master Chief, I had Bradley Cooper. The blue eyes, the fake accent, I think it could work. And because I thought of Bradley Cooper, I was like, you know who would make a really good O'Neill would be Jennifer Lawrence, because I love their on-screen chemistry, and I do think Jennifer Lawrence is really good at some badass, like, you know, when she played in Hunger Games, she was like super athletic, she was super badass, so I was like, yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can see that too.
For the O'Neill character, I chose Suki Waterhouse. She's pretty good. She's younger, she's fit. For the Master Chief, I chose Chris Pine. Same idea. He's got those eyes. He's got that steely look to him. And I still went with Glenn Close again for even now. Like, she still looks like she could play a senator. And I don't know how old she is, probably in her 70s. I think she could still kill it. So she just has that powerful look to her, right? So I was going to ask you what your favorite lines are, but we already know what everyone's favorite lines are.
I have a few.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm like, I don't want to like automatically just say suck my dick, because that's everybody's.
So did you add in get that dick back in my tub?
No, that was yours.
Yeah.
Because
it was such an
I
awkward
can say,
line.
I was so stupid. I was like, what did she just say?
I mean, that's what I thought too.
I've watched that movie like literally 6 times. And I didn't realize it said that until you said, yeah, get that dick back in the tub. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No, I was doing something, and as soon as she said that, I looked up. I was like, did she just say that?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was kind of out of character. I don't know. I liked the when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
I like that one too.
I like that one. And then, of course, like, I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. And a bird will fall frozen dead from a bough without ever feeling sorry for itself. He said that a couple times. But yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, the other one I liked was pain's a good thing. It means you're not dead.
Yes, that one.
Which is pretty solid for military people, right? So what do you got, Daph?
For lines, I said them.
Oh, right.
But I'll say them again.
Yeah, I think you just like saying it.
Suck my dick. No, and just I think the whole office scene with her going to the commander, that whole conversation, like, why don't you just give me a pink petticoat to walk around in on the base? Like, that was good too. I think that whole conversation in the office was pretty good.
Yeah. What was your favorite scene in the film?
Fight scene, to be honest.
Same.
I think that was really well done.
Yeah, the suck my dick scene, I think, was like, yeah, the best part.
And I know you said you didn't like her ringing the bell, but when she went out and beat the shit out of the bell, I was like, yeah, that's pretty.
Well, it was the symbolic gesture that it meant, though, right? It meant that you're quitting, and she wasn't quitting; she was being drummed out. So, if she had gone over and like detached it from the top, so it dropped on the ground or something, but just hitting it really hard a bunch of times, just to me, it didn't seem like the right move. That was That was all I meant. It was cool watching her beat the shit out of it for sure, but just I don't know. So yeah, but the ass kicking of the Master Chief and the head shave was those are my two
Head
favorite
shave,
scenes.
yeah.
Yeah. What moment surprised you the most?
I don't want to say this again, but the suck my dick scene.
I can only I, I can only imagine what my what my clips are going to be made when AI comes through and does something.
Suck my dick,
It's
suck
gonna
my dick,
have
suck my dick.
it's gonna be a 6 of the same things as suck my dick scene, suck my dick scene.
It's like we should have a suck my dick counter at the bottom of the screen.
Yes,
You
drink
turn
every time you
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah. St. Patty's Day special.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Because I didn't watch the trailer before I watched the movie, I do think the senator coming out as an evil bitch was probably pretty surprising to me. Um, because I knew that I can't remember his name. I can't even remember the actor's name, but I know his voice. But like the guy who's talking to the senator during the first scene, he's like, I guess he's the commander. There's so many commanders, and I know his voice. Anyways, um, I thought since they were all like out to get her and wanted her out, I thought it was them after her the whole movie. But then when the senator sold her out, I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. Um,
Yeah, I mean, they all wanted her out for different reasons, right? And she had her in there. I, I actually like by the time you get around to the end of the film, I think that she had her put in maybe for the right intentions, but then after seeing it, but at the end, it was almost like she did it for a chip, so that she could say, "Okay, yeah, I'll withdraw her. You save my bases," because anytime anybody loses any bases in the state of Texas, the senator was always not voted back in, and they kind of alluded to that at the very beginning. So that was the only reason what made me think, okay, she's doing this for her own
right.
ulterior motives, right? So, yeah, I just thought the severe beating that they took was the most surprising. I was like, okay, it was over the top for me. So yeah, I know we
Yeah,
already talked about it, but it was just a
yeah.
little, yeah. So, what about the ending? What'd you think about it? Like, were you happy with it, or
Well, we kind of already talked about how it was kind of rushed and like
what would you have liked
go
to
to
have seen
war.
instead? Then,
I don't know.
That's the problem is I think it ended fittingly, especially because it it left it open as in they could make a second movie if they wanted to, but it was also closed off where it's like that's a good ending if they just wanted like a one-off film. And I couldn't really see it ending any other way. I mean, she got into the Navy SEALs, hippie, yippee, but
well,
I
she didn't. She only made it through the first section of it, right? So, like
oh right, so
that
because
37 and that 37-week training, that's just the first step. You still have to do buds, which is completely different. So, like right
okay,
now,
because she
there's
got like a badge and shit, so I was like, oh okay, she's in the SEALs,
well,
yay.
Yeah, I thought she
yes,
did too.
yes and no. So she's in the hang on a second, I wrote it down somewhere. Like the only person that's ever actually made it in. So they said since they opened it up in 2016, at least 18 women have attempted the Naval Service Warfare Pipeline, and only one's passed the 37-week training to become a SWCC, a Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman. But to become an actual SEAL, you've got to take buds, which is like the next step. So it's like there's different aspects to the whole special operator thing. So like the female that passed, and that was just in 2021. I'm assuming that means that she operates like the boats and the tanks and like the stuff that the Navy SEALs drive around in, but they would stay with the boat. They would just drive around. They might like return fire and stuff. I mean, I could be talking out of my ass right now, but I know that's what like when I looked into it a little bit, that's where it is right now for that stuff. So for me, I think the ending should have been more the training went really well and they succeeded. Her getting her thing at the end and then maybe going off to a mission, which to me would have been less cheesy. Like they're now full operators within that SWCC. That would have been a little bit more believable. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm not in the movie business because I don't have the creativity to think of anything, but I will say I think they should just cut out that entire I think they should just cut out that entire like surprise mission bullshit. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean,
a
like,
very good critic. I'm a very bad director.
like if you look at like Top Gun, they went like the first one from '86. They went through all the training, and then the very last thing they got their awards, and they went through the ceremony, and they got sent to their ships right away because something had broken out in the Gulf. So they all got sent back to their ships, and then the last scene is them fighting, but they've already finished everything. It's not like they were brand new people just learning how to fly, and we need to send you guys into this horrible situation because you're the only planes close enough. It's like a bad Star Trek show.
Yeah.
So if you were to rate this, oh, sorry, I got one other question here. Like, who do you think had kind of stole the show?
I feel like it's between O'Neill and the Master Chief. I think
Agreed.
it was their movie.
Yeah, like
For sure.
I think out of everyone they had the best performance, even though I do think everybody in the film had pros and cons when it came to like their characters in general. Um I think I actually really liked Cortez. I think he was
So
fun
you
to
like the
watch.
bad boys.
He No,
I see where this
I
is
just
heading.
liked his lines. I liked the lines they gave him. No, see,
Oh.
O'Neill was really great. I found that halfway through the movie, she became almost too like I'm one of the boys. Like her voice got deeper, like she hit puberty again. And it's like she shaved her head and she became a boy. It was so
She grew some balls and her voice dropped. Like, what are you trying to say here?
maybe. But I mean, I will say the shaved head, that's less air resistance, so she had an easier time.
For sure. Well, it wasn't getting caught, right? So like when she was on the beach, that was one of the things she kept on trying to fix her hair, pull it back, and they would shove her down because she's not concentrating on the thing or whatever, right? So for me, it was oddly enough, and I don't know why. Like I actually have something different written down, but I just watched like sections of it right before we started doing this, and I'd have to give the performance to the senator. Just everyone else runs like a normal working whatever, like it's straightforward, all the stuff. But the senator, there's just something about her. She's so slick. It's like she's way too comfortable throughout the whole, like her acting abilities. Like she just kind of slides right in there, and she's got the certain looks that she gives, and just the way how she talks. I'd have to give it to her. I'd say she had the best acting performance out of anybody. So she's top of my list. So what would you rate the movie out of 10?
Go ahead, Daphne.
I don't want to offend. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed the movie. I thought, it's not half bad. I would probably rate it 7.75 out of 10. 7.75.
Wow.
7.5. 7.5.
I would have just gone with like halves or fulls, whatever.
Right?
7.75.
She's doing a 3/4 in there.
7.75. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know.
All right.
Because I enjoyed it, but in terms of rewatchability, like I wouldn't put this on my comfort movie list. But I'm glad I saw it because it was 2.5 hours of, like I was entertained. So I'm not mad about it. I thought
2.5 hours. You including that trailer in there? What's going on here?
wasn't it? It had to be close to 2.5 hours, wasn't it?
It was
No,
2
I
hours,
think it was
4
just
minutes.
over 2 hours. Whoa,
Yeah.
okay, man. 2 hours, 4 minutes. Sorry. Yeah, I was entertained for 2 hours, 4 minutes. Demi looked really fit. And her boobs looked great. Yeah.
I'm surprised
that's
neither
all I
one of
have
you
to
said
say.
anything about the workout scene.
So I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I let Daphne go first.
All right.
10 out of 10.
Oh shit. Yeah, I gave this movie a 10 out of 10. The reason being, it's very nostalgic for me, right? It's from 97. That this movie has always been like a motivational movie for me. Like when you see her working out and like getting like even more fit and like doing all the things, like it's a super motivational movie. Like anytime that I want to like get my ass in gear, I watch that movie.
Nice.
So that's why it'll always be one of my top movies because yeah, it's motivational for me.
Makes me
And
want to
yeah,
spend.
she's super hot in that movie.
It makes me want to spend $95,000 on my body.
That's
Yeah.
it. She spent a full mil back in 97 or 95, whenever it was.
I
Yeah,
would love to know like the breakdown of what she did and the cost of each procedure.
boobs, ass. I don't know what else you get.
Tummy tuck? I don't know.
Would she have
needed a
needed?
tummy
No.
tuck?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a
I
good
wouldn't think
question.
so.
Boobs and butt can't equal $1 million.
No.
I guess it depends if you get a really, really expensive plastic surgeon. I guess I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. They did a great job though.
I gave it an 8 out of 10, but I love military movies. So,
See, and
and
I don't like military movies.
oh,
I'm not a military movie person, but I like that one.
well, I guess this one's more about training. Like, I mean, with the exception of the cheesy scene at the end, there's no other than them being on the military base. That could be a boot camp. You know what I mean? It could be just training to get in better shape. Shitty way to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I don't know. It was. I like Viggo Mortensen too. Like, Daphne and I were talking before about Lord of the Rings and stuff, and that's where he plays a large part in that series. So I don't know. It was like you said, it's nostalgic. Yeah, I remember watching it when I was a kid. Daphne's age, and yeah, it was just really good. It was. I thought it was good casting, and at the time, it was almost like a shock and awe because they're trying to get a woman into the SEALs or the special whatever program. So it was on par for everything at the time that was push the boundaries, do it here, and maybe it'll happen in real life, right? So
Unfortunately, I think the nostalgic feeling is lost for me because I don't believe I was even conceived yet.
Hey, you could have been.
Yeah.
What month did it come out?
Maybe.
What month?
Maybe they were watching that movie.
No, because actually I was born in September, so it would have been
But maybe they watched it
Of
later
what
on.
year?
maybe they watched it of 98. So
Oh, yeah.
so my parents might have watched it December 31st of 1997.
Yeah, maybe they were just late to the
Maybe.
game. I want to say
Maybe.
it came out in February of 97. I
Yeah,
think
I don't even think my parents were thinking about me at that point.
February or August. So those are 2 close months, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
got a range of like 8 months there.
Yeah. Okay. Great. This was awesome. We'll have to do another film. I told Mandy to pick one, so it's because she's got a limited range in her movies. Or maybe you should pick one that you haven't seen that Daphne and I have, and then or maybe just one of us has seen and the other two haven't. So
Yeah.
just to see what the difference is between seeing a movie for the first time, like what Daphne had to go through.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right. Well, thanks for doing this. This is a lot of fun. And we will talk to everybody next time. Bye.
See ya.